Hi, it's Nick. I'm just going to turn down telly. That's a bit rude. Hang on. I'm just watching Seabiscuit, which is my favourite ever film, and it's awesome. So I just wanted to jump on quickly though, because I was conscious that yesterday I stayed with my friend on Friday, and her Wi-Fi wasn't playing games, so I wanted to jump on and do day 6 and 7 of the self-love challenge, because obviously tonight we're going to do the sum up. So I'm gonna go through all 7 steps again tonight and just remind you of the key bits. Hi Renee, how are you, my lovely? Yeah, so I was gonna go through day 6 and 7 right now because they're both pretty easy. Say hello, come on, give me a thumbs up. And I was also going to just remind you tonight, first of all, that I'm doing a sum up of all the 7 steps. I'm going to run you briefly through each one of them and give you a reminder of what they mean. In terms like the worksheets and the challenges, they're all pinned at the top of the page in the one post. So if you want to go back through anything or any of the videos or anything, go back to the pin post at the top of the page, and it will all be there. So all the worksheets, a reminder of everything, and all the videos to watch, all the Facebook lives to watch. So everything is there. So I'd love to know how you've got on this week and what you're finding. It's nice. It's lovely seeing the comments come through, and I've got a bit of a spot, sorry. It's lovely seeing the comments come through, and it's lovely getting some messages from ladies that are working their way through it. It will be there. Content will stay there, so kind of do it at your own pace and what feels right for you. But when you join the group, I would really urge you to follow this challenge and this process, because I've done it. I've used a lot of this with my clients, maybe not in this particular order, but it works brilliantly well. And it's like we talked about at the very beginning, where do you want your life to come from? Do you want it to flow from lack and scarcity and fear and fret and worry? Or do you want it to flow from love and happiness and contentment and acceptance? It's kind of down to you, but these are some very practical ways to get your brain in the game, get your brain playing the things that it needs to and focusing on what you want to. Hi Luce, how are you, my lovely? Lucy, I stayed with Lucy on Friday. We had a great old girly gossip and cat cuddles and all sorts. It was lovely. So today was about self-love food. So day 6 today. Self-love food. And really, if you think about it, food is a huge part of our life. It's something that we do 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day, however many times over a day. And it's really an incredible way that we can nurture and love and care for ourselves. But it's also a way that I often see being used as a complete fighting ground and a war ground, a battleground for women with themselves. So I'll often hear them speak about things like good foods and bad foods and binging and weekends where it's all gone off the rails and all these sort of things. And it's almost like it's a fight. It's almost like it's a battle. It's almost like it's has to be about deprivation and starvation and eating less. It doesn't need to be like that. And what I would invite you to do today is actually think about not only what you're eating, but who you are when you're eating it. The reason that this is incredibly important is because of your nervous system. So we have an automatic, and then we have kind of like an automatic nervous system. And within that, there's 2 nervous systems. There's the parasympathetic, which is rest and digest, and then there's the sympathetic, which is fight or flight. So if you're constantly eating in fight or flight, it just means that you're not going to take the same amount of nutrients from the food. Your body's not going to process it in the right way. And really, you're just not going to get the same amount of nutrients and benefit and vitamins and everything else because your body's not processing it in the right nervous system. If it's in fight or flight, it's really going to be more difficult to break down the food. It's going to probably sit in the stomach for longer. It's just not going to feel as good. You're not going to get as much energy from it. Even if it's good quality food, that's kind of not irrelevant, but it doesn't matter as much if you're eating fight or flight. So if you're eating on the go all the time, if you're not sitting down and actually enjoying the meal, if it's food that you don't really want to eat, if it's something that you don't love, all those sort of things mean that you're not going to get what you need from the food. So this is what I mean around, it's not just what you eat, it's who you are when you eat it that's probably even more important. So what I would invite you to do, and just imagine if you eat, when you eat and you're in your rest and digest nervous system, and your parasympathetic, so you remember that you're going to feel nice and, hi Karen, you're going to feel nice and relaxed. You're going to feel nice and chilled. Your heart rate's going to be nice and low. You're going to be very aware. You're going to be very cognizant. All those sort of things. You will feel like you're nice and calm and relaxed when you're eating, which is how we want to be. So maybe it's sit down for dinner. Maybe it's take half an hour for dinner, even at your lunchtime in work, and kind of making a point of doing it. Okay. And what that means is actually when you're, for example, when you're preparing the food, and then when you're starting to eat the food, your body is kind of prepped and ready. So your mouth starts to produce saliva. Your body is getting ready with this in the stomach, and the stomach acid to break down the relevant food that you're eating. So say if that's protein, it will be a different mix of digestive enzymes than if you were going to eat loads of carbs, for example. So that means that process is already set up. So that means that your body is ready to take the food in, break it down to take the most from it. It's going to take more vitamins, it's going to take more minerals, it's going to take more nutrients, it's going to take more, what else? Vitamins, minerals, nutrients, energy. It's just going to take more. Say hello as you come on. It's just going to take more from the food. You're going to get more out of it. So what I would really urge you to do is really think about who you are when you eat. So what's your process for eating? What's your process for food prep? What's your process to sit down and actually eat a meal? Do you just sit in front of the telly and eat mindlessly? And the other part of it is also, if you're eating more from a point of view that is more aware, you're also going to feel fuller more quickly. So you're going to be, again, because you've got that process set up within you, you're going to eat. When you eat, your body's going to be full more quickly, because your hormones, your hunger hormones, so your leptin and your ghrelin, are going to feel they're just going to be part of the process that's more heightened because you're relaxed. Okay, so what I'm going to invite you to do today, there's a worksheet that relates to this, which is called the food audit, and that is basically just you answering questions. I can't remember how many questions. I think there's 10 questions. Answering 10 questions about how you eat, what you feel when you eat, what you're doing when you eat, all those sort of good things. So my invitation to you today, fill out that food audit. I'm going to pop it in the link in the pinned post at the top of the page under this video. Work through those questions and really start to think about who you are when you eat. Even if you just start eating in a more relaxed framework, you're likely to drop weight. You're likely to start to lose inches, because you're working with your body. And this is what we talked about. If you're working with your body, you're letting the processes work in the way you should do. Hi Diane, hi Lisa. So I really invite you today to really think about who you are when you eat. Fill in this food audit I'm going to pop under this video, and also pinned post at the top of the page, and just really start to think about who you are when you eat. Like I said, this can make a huge difference to your weight, to your body size, to your whole experience of eating. And stop making, hi Donna, stop making food a battleground. Stop making it be something where you cut out, down, back. It's not about that. That's really not what it's about. Long term, actually diet ironically means what you do every day, yet we infer that it actually means cutting down, out and back. We think it's deprivation, starvation, I must eat less. It's not like that. It should be what you do every day is the actual original meaning of the word. The etymology is daily practice. Yet we don't treat it like that. A diet would generally mean I've got a holiday in 6 weeks, I need to cut down and get on a diet. It's not what it is. So today, start to change that. Start to think about eating with love. What's the food that you love that really nurtures your body, that you feel good from, that you emotionally feel good from as well, and hormonally, and it gives you loads of nutrients. It gives, for me, I love steak. I'm going to go and make a chicken casserole in a minute. That'd be ace. So it's all those sort of things. And then the final bit, day 7, is really about self-love for life. And it's just 3 questions. The first question is, what has been a wow and a light bulb for you this week? And again, I'll pop it in the pin post at the top of the page. What has been a wow and the biggest lesson for you this week? What is the one thing that you've taken from following these videos that hopefully you have? Second thing, how would you start to include little love bombs daily? So little bits of you daily, how would you start to include that in your day? How would you start to include eating a better way, or thinking about your body in a better way? How would you change your language? Whichever the things have meant the most to you this week, start to include that into your day, okay? And then the third thing is, I just want you to really invite you to start practicing gratitude. and start expressing that self-love. So every day I want you to think about 3 things that you've loved through the day. Whether that's people that you've loved spending time with, whether that's things that you've loved doing, whether that's just the fact that you've fitted in a phone call to your bestie, or you bought your mum some flowers for her birthday. What are the things that you've loved over that day? And write them down. Okay, so number 1, what was your wow for this week? How are you going to take that wow and start to put stuff into your week that kind of builds it up even more? And then the third one, every day write 3 things that you're grateful for that day that you loved, or showed some love, or you gave someone some love, or you gave yourself some love. And that's it. We're kind of at the end of the 7 weeks and 7 days. So I'm going to speak to you all later. And I'm going to go through each day step by step. Again, just quickly as a bit of a summary. And then I'm also going to just do an Ask Me Anything. So I would just invite you with the Ask You Anything just to get in there and just ask some questions, because otherwise it's kind of pointless. I don't have an issue giving up my Sunday, but I'd like to know that there's some people there actually going to be asking me some questions. So I'm just going to put that event at the top of the group again and just remind you all. Hi, Rachel. Just remind you, so Ask Me Anything. So we'll go through the 7 steps again today. Then we'll have an Ask Me Anything. And then to finish off, I've just got a bit of an announcement of something where you can come spend a day with me, and we can help get you some real clarity and get you an action plan to start to move on with the things that you want to in life. And that's it for today. I'm going to go and chill out. I'm absolutely shattered. I ran a workshop in London yesterday, and it was amazing, and I loved it. But I am so tired today. I didn't get back to about 11:15. And yeah, really tired. So I'm going to go and get my energy back to speak to you all later. Right. I'm going to go. Mwah, lots of love. Bye.